Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Erica, and today's video I'm going to ask my dad questions that you're too afraid to ask yours. So I'm gonna wait for him, and yeah, I'll be back.
Quiet.
This is my dad.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
First questions: what do you say about insecurities?
Well, insecurities, let me say. When you say you're insecure, you are afraid of something. Something like, paano ba yun? You don't like to be around people because you're insecure. There's something, a lot of, what you call this, a lot of reason. Maybe you feel you're ugly, maybe you feel you're too old for the group, something like one good examples. But depends on your how you see insecurities. So that can be insecurity.
Next, boob surgery.
Well, boob surgery, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. But I like looking at boobs, but the natural ones. I don't like big things.
What can you say about relationships?
Well, relationships depends on what kind of relationship. There are friend relationships, there are love relationships, there are marriage relationships. But relationship, as the word says, relate, so you can relate to your partner. So to make it work, you have to have some compromise, or sometimes you have to give in, even you know you're right. So that's relationships, man. So it's a give and take relation.
What can you say about different people who has been loving themselves?
Well, it's not bad to love yourself, but too much loving yourself is not also good. They say that before you love others, is first you really have to love yourself, but not to the over loving yourself, or sometimes we call it over conceited. When you say over conceited, you believe that you know everything, something like that, or you believe you're the only beautiful person in the world, sort of.
What can you say about different countries?
Well, different countries, well, there is a saying, I don't know where it comes, birds of the same feather flocks together, or it's the belief. So different countries, different people. Another thing is different folks with different strokes. So if you're a Christian, you have to believe in God. If you're a Muslim, you believe in Allah. There's a lot of, it's a complicated thing. So you just have to live with wherever you are.
What can you say about bullies? Internet bullies.
That's bullshit. As they say, internet bullying is, well, these are crazy people. I don't like this bullying. Well, before, we don't know that we are bullying others unless you are being told so. Because sometimes you thought that it's just for fun, or well, actually it's insecurity to the bullies. They are insecure people.
Okay. What do you say about some people who cheats on them?
Well, with that one, cheating is the well. How can I explain? But well, the word cheat is your yeah. I don't know. I cannot explain much about cheating. Well, there are literally cheating, something like you overprice your goods, or with relationships. Sometimes the other person is pushing you to go out and cheat. So depends on a relationship on how you define cheating. But there are really people who likes cheating. I don't know why.
What can you say about the pandemic that's going on in this world?
Well, this pandemic is an eye opener that you really don't know what's tomorrow, what will happen next. Hopefully, this will stop, but there are a lot of innocent people. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to be, you know, happening, but I think it's man-made.
What can you say about the president of the America?
Well, I don't know. Well, he's a namesake of mine, but he got a very bad reputation. Well, sometimes there is this thing of behavior, or how we should be acting, especially if you are a public figure. So everyone is really looking at your mistakes. But I don't know, I can't understand him either. But maybe there's some good in him.
What can you say about our country?
Well, this country, the Philippines, is really, it's rich, but the problem here really is corruption. Well, I have asked my former boss before, how do we stop corruption? And he told me that, well, we have to be audited, and we have to leave the innocent children, so there will be no corruption. I think there's no such big country or small country, but if we are just not robbing our people, especially the politicians, well, me, I'm happy right now with the president. His stuff, maybe he's not that diplomatic. He's not that what you call uh, he says bad things, whatever. But I think there's a truth behind it.
Okay, last one. What can you say about um, um, people who has no hands, no feet, just like about them?
Well, there are peoples that admire, which I see in YouTube. This there is a guy that no feet, no hands, but he can still move. Actually, it's the will. Sometimes I envy those people. They are better than those what we call normal. So it's not really the thing. It's the brain can do a lot of things. Sometimes we are just when you ask me about insecurity, you feel like you are, you know, you cannot do anything because you don't have the hands or the feet. But well, I admire these people who really strive. There is a talent in every person.
Okay. Okay, guys. I hope you like this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down
Yes, please.
below
Well, I
what
hope this can be a
video. I mean, comment down below what did you learn about this video, and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I post. Bye.